And I think that could lead us nicely into introducing, two individuals to join us on the station today. Um, and there's a gentleman by the name of Pi. I'll let him introduce himself formally in a moment in terms of what he does and what his journey has been prior to discovering Love Biome and what it's been like, post Love Biome and the types of products that he's engaged in. He's also an individual that is pro men getting together and discussing their health. And he has a platform on a Sunday that allows men to privately discuss health matters. So we're going to hear from Pi in a moment. And we also have in attendance our resident naturopathic nutritional therapist in Miss Angela Batiste. She will share whatever it is that she wants to share. We'll engage as a foursome, if you like, and have a conversation with these two amazing individuals that we know personally and we know have had results as a result of their engagement with Love Biome and the amazing products that we have. So with that being said, in true free flow style, what I'd like to do is to introduce Pi and introduce both Angela to the table. I'm going to give you a moment just to practice to unmute your mics and say hi, and hopefully we can be in a place where there's not too much noise. So Pi, hopefully you can be in a room somewhere where it's nice and quiet. And Angela, same to you. But if you can both say hi, that would be amazing. And Miss Sophia Johnson, I'm gonna, if you want to formally introduce them again, that's fine. But make sure that we all basically have a conversation. Is that okay? So she's listening. I'm going to assume that she says okay. All right. So Pi, welcome to 246 Beijing Radio Vibes FM. I'm going to start with yourself. If you could just say a quick hello, then I'm going to go to Angela, a quick hello, and then I'm going to come back to you, Pi, with a number of questions, if that's okay.
Mr. Ford, how are you, sir?
I am doing absolutely tremendous. I feel amazing, as I always do whenever I wake up and take my first breath and then also engage in the products. So I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
I'm very, very well, sir. I'd just like to send sincere greetings to you and all your listeners tuning in. It's an honor to be here today. For those who don't know, my name is Pi, and by trade, I'm a mathematician. My life revolves around patterns, formulating, researching, and understanding the profound how and why these patterns shape the world around us. But I never anticipated that I would uncover a pattern within myself, one that was silently shaping my health and well-being. And I'm sure at some point we will dip a little bit deeper into that.
Awesome. Massively appreciate that introduction. So yeah, we will definitely be coming back to you very, very shortly. Awesome. Angela Batiste, if you could do a quick intro, that would be absolutely amazing too.
Good evening, Mr. Ford, and good evening to all of your listeners listening in. Good evening, Miss Johnson, and good evening, Pi. My name is Angela Batiste, and I'm a naturopathic nutritional therapist by profession, but I've also got a very wide background. I was in the performing arts for quite many years. I was an athlete. I've also been a teacher. I've also been an actress. So I've got a very, very varied background, but in everything that I've ever done, health has always been a topic and a theme that has been permeating throughout my life with everything that I've done. Because as somebody that's very active and involved in, training, sport, being a professional dancer, everything I've done, I've always needed to take care of my body. And it was something that fascinated me from about the age of 12, to be exact. So, I was very, very happy to embark on this project.
Mr. Ford, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. So I'm going to go over to Pi. Thank you very much, Angela. I'm going to go over to Pi now and ask Pi a simple question, which is, what has your health journey been like prior to Love Biome, and what's your journey like now, if that's okay?
Wow. Well, thank you for the question. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm hoping you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, we can.
For years, I considered myself fit. I swim regularly, stayed active. Yet, what I get to understand is that fitness is not the same as health. And the difference revealed itself to me in unsettling ways. It began with swellings in my ankles, a clear sign of poor circulation and deeper kidney issues. Then came challenges with an enlarged prostate, which robbed me of restful sleep as I found myself waking multiple times each night. Now, on top of that, I had a sweet tooth, a love affair with chocolate, biscuit, and donuts, something that you mentioned earlier in the program. And this is especially in the evenings. I didn't see these habits as problematic, but my body did. Over time, I began losing weight rapidly, so much so that I looked in the mirror and felt like a shadow of myself. At this point, fear crept in, and I haven't always been able to share that, but fear did creep in. I questioned if something far more sinister, like cancer, was at play. This fear gnawed at my confidence and self esteem. A scan eventually unveiled the truth. Thankfully, I didn't have cancer, but I did have a critical imbalance in my gut microbiome. The balance of good to bad microbiome should ideally, from the little bit I know, be the ratio of 85 to 15. Mine was inverted, a troubling 45 to 55. It was a hidden chaos, quietly affecting every aspect of my health, including my weight. In August this year, I was introduced to the Lovebiome, and it was nothing short of a revolutionary for me. I mean, I started with the Daily Three, a system designed to cleanse and reset the gut. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm one of the biggest skeptics going. But once I get to understand the numbers behind these products, then it lays things to rest a lot more easily. Now, as I mentioned, the Daily Three, a system designed to cleanse and reset the gut. And it's much for me like wiping a chalkboard clean to make new. For example, when I go into lectures, there's usually a lot of formulas on the board. Well, the Daily Three is a bit like clearing that board so that you start from a clean slate. Now, this cleansing set the stage for transformation. I then incorporated the Fighter Power B, which is a remarkable product. Blocks, as far as I'm aware, 80 to 85% of sugar absorption in the gut. Now, as a numbers guy, I appreciate precision, and this product was precise in its impact. I mean, it tackled my sugar craving head on. I learned that even foods I considered harmless housed hidden sugars. So the Firepower B has weaned me off sugar almost entirely. Not fully, but almost entirely. Today, I no longer add sugar to my tea or my coffee, nor do I crave the sweets that once defined my evening. And the results have been profound. My prostate is no longer enlarged, granting me uninterrupted sleep. My energy levels have surged, and I feel better than I've felt for many years. Now, this experience has redefined health for me. Love Biome has been a game changer. It has restored more than my health. It has restored my confidence, my clarity, and my connection to my own body. My family members too have their own transformative stories, and I'm sure at some time they'll share their testimonies with you. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was
Mm,
more than I expected. That was,
mm,
that's absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what I
mm,
really liked about what you said there. you know, because again, I'm a bit like yourself. I'm a bit of a numbers guy myself, and I'm about results. And when you can speak to the emotional boost, the confidence that you mentioned, in particular for me, that self-confidence, that raising of self-esteem, that is priceless. You know, the products being able to have that ripple effect as a result of, you know, improving your health. That just sounds absolutely amazing. And again, you just mentioned the Daily Three and the Phytopower B, the sugar blocker. Yeah, yeah, I mean that's amazing. I mean, I really do hope that the listeners kind of like heard what you said there and took some immense value. But you're gonna still be with us. I'm gonna quickly flip to
Sure.
Miss Angela Baptiste, and then. But yeah, I got a question or two for you for sure. But thanks for sharing that. That's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Awesome, Miss Baptiste, over to you. I guess same question for yourself, really. What was your health journey like? And I'll ask a slightly different question. What made you, as a naturopathic nutritional therapist, decide to, let's just say, partner with Lovebiome, the company?
Well, I'm really, really thorough when it comes to looking at products to partner with, because there are a lot of products that are out there in the market, and a lot of products have come my way. And there's always something missing. Like, for instance, it may seem like a great product, but then when you go to the ingredients, you'll see that there's added sugar, there's added preservatives, there's something there that I have to then just cross it off my list, and I cannot go any further with the product. So when I'm looking at a product, the first thing I do is go straight to the ingredients, not even what the antioxidants are or anything like that. It's to do with what are the ingredients. So that's the first thing I do. And normally I just keep on having to cross things off the list. So I'd heard about quite a lot about this product. So as I do, evaluated it, went straight to the ingredients, and it was like, okay, there's nothing nasty in this product that I can, you know, have gripes with. So then I looked at the quality of the probiotic product, the quality, because there are so many probiotics out there on the market. What made this different? So when I looked at the amount of good bacteria in any of the products, 20 billion good bacteria, and 8 bacterial strains in most of the products. Like, for instance, if you take the Phytopower O, which Pi was just talking about, which was the original product that the company started with. I mean, if I was in a desert island or I was stranded somewhere and couldn't get access to food, this is the product that I would take with me, Phytopower O, the original product, because the actual nutritional profile is so great that that would cover all areas. For instance, Phytopower O, the original, you have 40 fruit and vegetable prebiotics, which basically come from a rainbow of colors. 40 fruit and vegetables sourced from all over the world, from the Andes to the Caribbean. They actually go to the best countries to find products that are grown in nutrient-dense soil, something which is lacking in our food supply today, because a lot of the soil that our food is grown in is actually deficient in nutrients. So that was really quite astonishing, actually. And the Phytopower O has got 8 different bacterial strains. That's quite good, 8 different bacterial strains. And also 5 digestive enzymes, which not only help us break down the 40 fruits and vegetables in the product, but also help us break down our food in general, because if you cannot break your food down, then you can't absorb it. So it's actually the perfect probiotic product. So I was really, really over the moon with that. So that's the product that I would take with me if I was stranded. And that's the product I make sure that I take every single day, because it's going to give me that, you know, that glorious nutritional profile. So I evaluated the products, realized that they really stood up to what they said. All the science backed up everything they said, because I'm very thorough with the science. If the science isn't there, I can't back a product either. And science was there. Everything that they said, the science backed it all up. So that was great. And then I decided to take it one stage further. I decided to fly over to Utah, to the headquarters, to meet the founders of the company. And when I found out what their ethics are and what they're about, it was a no-brainer. I decided that I was going to partner with this company.
Awesome, 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 awesome. I'll tell you what, you two are like two hidden gems, man. I the level of clarity and conviction with which you speak is truly amazing. I love the analogy. If I were trapped in a desert, you know, the Fighter Power Original would be the product that I would take, the nutritional profile. Really, really powerful. I mean, again, if individuals understand, you know, what both of you have said there will be no doubt whatsoever to at least be curious enough to, you know, engage with the Daily 3 system and experience what it feels like to have an improved, renovated, reinvigorated, rebalanced, detoxified gut microbiome. Pi spoke about, you know, the reduced size of his prostate. Black men, in particular, are, you know, predisposed to prostate enlargement and prostate cancer. You know, even the advert that we heard from the radio speaks to that fact as well. And again, with your background as a naturopathic nutritional therapist, it speaks very, very highly of the products. And again, you know that you were part of my decision making process to also become a member of the Lovebiome family as well. So yeah, no, awesome. Let me quickly ask Pi another question, and I've hopefully got another question for you, Ms. Batiste. And then you know, we'll be rapidly approaching time. It's amazing. We're gonna have to get you guys back. So Pi, you said you're a mathematician, and you know, I've been on a number of your Sunday sessions. Just talk to us a little bit about what you do on a Sunday and why you do it. You know,
the Sunday men's health program is the Circle of Kings, and it's a space that's close to my heart. Now, it's a program designed to uplift and empower men, not just as individuals, but as fathers, sons, brothers, and partners. Now, at its core, this show is about addressing the real everyday challenges that men face, whether it's mental health, physical well-being, relationships, or navigating the pressures of life. We create a space for open, honest conversations. And just let me be clear, it's not about creating barriers or divisions. It's about building understanding and connections. Because many have said, well, why do we have a men's only meeting? Men shouldn't be hiding things from their partners and this sort of stuff. And I take that on board. But let's be very, very clear. Maths is the name of the game here. And I'm fully aware that us as brothers, we are often slow at coming forward when it comes into our health. Because ego stands in front of us as men. We don't come forward and share what's going on. And in the maths world, ego relates to, is qualified as 1 over knowledge. And so because of this, we're very slow in coming forward because we allow our ego to stand in front of us. Now, we're a community that believes men don't have to face life struggles in silence. And while the program is created for men, the impact extends to everyone around them. Families, communities, and workplaces. When men are healthy, mind, body, and spirit, it benefits everyone. So our discussions are deep but relatable, and they're often sprinkled with humor because life is heavy enough as it is. We leave the ego at the door and focus on what matters most, becoming better for ourselves, for the people we love. So whether you're a man tuning in or someone who loves, I've lost my train of thought now, who loves life, who works with or supports men, Our meeting is a space where growth happens. It's not just a show. It's a movement to create stronger, healthier, and more connected communities, one conversation at a time.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, again, I don't know what to say there. Your eloquence is amazing. Nothing more than I would expect from a very well refined brother like yourself. But what I'm gonna say, just to sort of shed some light, is I've attended a number of your sessions, and I remember one session in particular where a gentleman was sharing some really detailed stuff. I was like, wow, I've never heard men speak like this before, and it was really refreshing. And these are individuals that are now engaged in the products, different products for different scenarios, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I just want to publicly say congratulations on doing that, creating that space for men. And at the end of it, individuals always have suggestions as to the types of products that they may want to take or should take, or that type of stuff. So it's really good. But I'm gonna say to you, Paya, we're gonna with your permission, invite you back on, certainly in the new year. That's okay. We'll organize it, and if you're good with that, then we'll have like a part 2, because I think there's so much more that we can go into, just with yourself, and we obviously have Miss Batiste on the line as well. So hopefully that will be okay for the new year.
That'd be an absolute pleasure. And if I could just add, to anyone listening who feels trapped in patterns that they can't break, let me leave you with this thought. Change begins when we recognize that our health is not just a passive state, but an active choice. Just like the equations I solve in my profession, balance is the key. So when we align our choices with our goals, we unlock the solutions that lead to healthy transformations. Thank you very much, Mr. Ford. I really appreciate your time.
Really appreciate your time too, and thanks for being on, Pi. That's incredibly valuable. Look forward to having you back in the new year. Thank you so much for your time. Awesome. Miss Batiste, I don't even know what question to ask you now, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll ask you this question. What is your favorite? I mean, you said Vital Power Hour. Oh, right. Is essentially your go to the desert with, apart from the Phyto Power Original, what's your next favorite product in the range that Lovebiome has, if I may ask you that?
Well, interesting you should ask. I might go a bit left field here, because I had an experience just before I was about to come on the air. I'm somebody who doesn't suffer from headaches at all. I think I've had about 4 headaches in my lifetime. But probably about 20 minutes before I was due to come on the air, I developed this migraine headache, and I really was quite thrown by it, because that's not my thing, headaches. So I thought, right, this now I'm going to have to do something, pull something out of the cupboard. So I have my Lovebiome products. So I went and I got a concoction of the Immune Vital Power I, which is an anti-inflammatory product, as well as it being an immune product. I also then went and got the Vital Power C, which is a product that basically calms the nervous system. And I also there's one more now that what would I normally get for a headache? There was I, there was C, and there was H, because I felt that maybe I'm also dehydrated, because 90% of headaches and dehydration is caused from not being properly hydrated. So I mixed all that together and drank it, but I thought, is this going to work? And then within 20 minutes, the headache just lifted. And I was sitting here waiting to go on with a smile on my face, with an extra rush of endorphins, with the happiness of knowing that we have such powerful products that can actually do something like that. So I was very happy about that, as you can imagine, because I'm not a headache type person. So that's the 5th headache I've ever had in my lifetime. And yeah, so the product that I was actually going to talk about was the X, because that's my favorite new product, because I'm somebody who trains an awful lot, and I'm prone to injuries. I've got a knee injury, I've got Achilles tendon injuries, and I've actually been managing these injuries for years and just training with these injuries and managing the injuries. But as soon as I started taking the X, the first thing that happened was, getting the rush and boost of energy and rush of serotonin and the endorphins, happy hormones. But also, when I went into my training session, I had so much energy. I had no lactic acid. When you're actually doing that last rep, there was no struggle or pain, just powered through my workout and still had energy after. And also, I didn't have all the pain that is associated with exercise afterwards. I still had more energy, raring to go. So that's been a game changer for Extreme, the X product. And it comes in really sexy black packaging, very pamperesque. And it actually does wonders. And the thing is, it's not just for when you're training, because even when you're doing your housework or you decide to go shopping, ladies, were out at the shop, especially this time of year, for 5-6 hours standing. You normally get that lower back pain. You've got the aching legs. I don't even get that. I'm just light, as if I haven't, been standing for hours. So it is a phenomenal product. It beats all of these energy drinks in the shops that are really bad for you, full of sugar, made from mammal urine. This X product is made from natural products, and it's natural caffeine. I don't even drink coffee, but this is natural. You don't get that jittery rush. So it's something you really, really need to try. But so X is my favorite new product, the new boy on the block.
New kid on the block. No, absolutely love that. I mean, I have to say the X is such a great advert for us, because when individuals, we give them a sample, for example, then they instantly feel it. It's one of those ones that it almost lets them know our microbiome centered approach to energy is so powerful that it gives them instant confidence in the other products that we basically have in our line. So yeah, really, really pleased that you. And let me just say this publicly, because I think this is very cathartic. Angela Batiste does not like public speaking, but I asked her to come on the radio knowing that she doesn't like public speaking. So it's no surprise to me that she said that she got a headache 20 minutes before coming on. But the beautiful thing is having solutions at her disposal. And so she mentioned the Phytopower Immune. She spoke to the anti-inflammatory properties that it has outside of the immune boosting properties that it has. She spoke about the Phytopower C, which is basically a product that basically helps the body to calm, so reducing stress, improving sleep, and so on. So she spoke to that, and she also spoke to the hydrate, the next hydration, which we mentioned previously about making sure that hydration is not just about drinking water, but it is about replacing crucial electrolytes, your sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, in the right ratios. And it also has some additional, what I call microbiome centered friendly ingredients that makes that hydrate product such an effective product. So really, really good to be able to good to be able to have both of you on. Look forward to inviting you on in the new year with your permission. And so we've come to time now, and I know that there are a couple of questions that I think we have in relation to how, for example, does the product, individuals in Barbados access the product. They can basically order the non-bottled products and have those delivered, and that can be achieved directly through either the website that you see on the screen, or simply by connecting with Sophia Johnson on the +44 7956 847 290 number. So the number that you see scrolling at the bottom of your screen. So get in touch with Miss Sophia Johnson in relation to being able to access sachets and powders to the Caribbean. So, Ms. Johnson, do you want to close us out? I just want to say thank you to incredible guests. We look forward to doing more sessions like this. So, Ms. Johnson, I know we're pressed for time, so over to you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow. You see, when you have so much fun, time just runs away with us. Well, it definitely brings us to the end of the show once again. Mr. Ford, I want to thank you again for another powerful and informative show. As I said, you're the best. And a massive, massive thank you to Angela Baptiste and Pi for opening up and sharing phenomenal testimonies. Mr. Ford, I think we definitely need to have them back. They need to come back because there wasn't enough time. There's too much they have to share with us. I loved it. A huge, huge thank you to all our listeners for tuning in, being part of this exciting journey, because without you, we have nothing. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. And remember, you can still reach out to us if you're interested in learning more or have any questions. And men only, this is for you. If you would like to learn a bit more, I hope Pi doesn't mind me saying this. If you are interested in joining Pi's group on Sunday, just contact us on +44 7956 847 290, and I will make sure that you get connected with him. Or if someone was invited to hear this powerful information, please get back to the person that invited you. So until then, stay blessed, stay safe, stay inspired, and keep the spirit alive. This is Sophia Johnson from the Health Capital Group signing off. See you soon.